Surprise! Didn't expect to see me this week, did ya? Well, you're not gonna get rid of me this easily. But yeah, I'm happy to be able to make a video or two tonight because, as it turns out, the news that I reported about Korokoro in the last video are just the tip of the iceberg. Especially when it comes to Gochiruzeru and Rankurusu. Turns out Cerebi had the two names swapped around, so Gochiruzeru is actually the gothic lowly tower thing, and Rankurusu is the undescribable what the heck were they smoking thing. Now don't get me wrong, I actually sort of like this design. It's not like Muna or Musharna, for example. I'm really curious to see where they're going with this one, and especially what is this supposed to represent. I guess the species name and the Pokemon flavor, the Pokédex flavor text, sorry, will tell us more about it. Maybe it's something that's based on Oriental mythology. A lot of Pokemon are based on that, and that means a lot of fodder for origin of species columns. But I digress. Perhaps the thing that got my attention the most in this issue of Korokoro is Rankurusu's abilities. As I reported in the last video, it has Magic Guard, and here I'm talking about the sort of thing bathed in plasma thing, not the gothic lowly tower, but its other ability, which is called Dustproof, makes it immune to sandstorm and hail damage. Now, here's the fun part. Magic Guard already makes you immune to sandstorm and hail damage on top of a lot of other stuff. So, really, what the hell were they thinking? One ability's effect is included in the other. This never, ever happened before. Even though with Lucario, at least the effects were different. When you were flinched, you could either have an immunity to flinching, or you could have a speed boost when you flinched. Personally, I recommend the latter, but still, even in Mystery Dungeon, where when a Pokemon has two abilities, it will have both. They found a clever workaround for that by having Inner Focus making Lucario only immune to flinching, but Steadfast gave you a speed boost when you either flinched or you ended up being cross-eyed. So Steadfast wasn't completely useless, even in the presence of Inner Focus in Mystery Dungeon 2. But back to Rankurusu, someone suggested that Dustproof might make teammates immune to sandstorm and hail damage in doubles and triples, but with the huge emphasis that they're trying to put on triples in Korokoro, I think that if it made a difference, they would have told us about it. Which means they just fucked up. Pure and simple. And in my opinion, this is the biggest mistake Game Freak has ever done in this series. It's even worse than evolving Chansey 3 generations early. Because let's face it, Blissey has only stopped being hair-tearingly difficult to deal with for the last year or so. Because before that, and I swear I'm not making this up, I've seen people give up on the game because Blissey was too much to deal with. Snorlax, that was okay. Skarmory, that was okay. But Blissey was the straw that broke the camel's back for many players. And it was just that good. It was just that good. I'm honestly not making this up. I have heard people say they were giving up on Pokemon, on competitive Pokemon, because Blissey was simply too damn strong. So, that should be a pretty hard act to follow, right? Right? Well, they just managed to top that, though I doubt anyone will give up on the game because one ability of Rankurusu is included in the other, but that is just outrageously dumb. It's not damaging to the game, it's just unbearably stupid. But there is something that seems stupid, but is not. It's the move You First. That allows the target of the move to move first. Now it seems stupid because in our singles-dominated minds, you're allowing the opponent to move first, Oh god, shouldn't have done that. Here comes the hail, and oh man, this animation just takes up so much freaking time. I really can't wait for black and white and that little weather indicator where we won't have to suffer through that animation at the end of every turn. So I guess now, I think there's another Pokemon coming, so I'm just gonna switch to Regice, since at least it's immune to hail and it has Thunderbolt, which won't be affected by Sharpedo's rough skin. But yeah, as I was saying, you first, when you think about it, when it comes to doubles and triples, you can actually use a move slot and a turn on one of your Pokemon to give another one of your partners a priority modifier on any move of its choosing. You want Flare Blitz with the priority of Quick Attack? Go right ahead! So this is something that actually sounds really cool when you stop to think about it and when you're not locked into a singles mindset. And I think, is this the last trainer on Route 129? Yes, it is! So what this means is that it's now time for the ocean current part. Now I have, as I said I have printed out the map of all 3 routes, and I have drawn lines of all the paths that can be taken and need to be taken if you want to get everything in those areas. So I have the maps right in front of me, and yeah, now I know. No, I don't want to talk to you again. Sorry about that. So what I want to do is first I'm going to start by following the same path I did when I went for the Reggies. That is, go right down there and yeah, right here. Remember that fisherman with the 1 Magikarp and the 5 Gyaradoses? And now you move on to this little island that is loaded with trainers, and that's an opportunity for me to continue talking about Korokoro. They have announced that on the website that's going to be used for that global link feature, they're going to have some sort of, I don't know if we could call that a beta test or something, but there's going to be an event on that site, and if you perform a certain task, you will be awarded with an evolution that you will be able to presumably transfer to black and white when it comes out. Now, I am keeping my fingers crossed that those evolutions will have special moves, not only because evolutions tend to have shallow move pools as it is, but also because, well, if you have been playing Pokemon for any length of time, you know where I'm going with this. Flare Blitz Flareon! Let it happen, Game Freak, please! Okay, now that I'm done venting out, what else was there to talk about? Oh yeah, next month we're going to have an extra large issue of Korokoro, a Magnum edition, so to speak, where we will get tons of new information, hopefully. And of course I'm not going to cover every last nook and cranny since it would take freaking forever, but I am still going to cover the highlights, the stuff that I like, the stuff that I find to be stupid, and so on and so forth. So, now, oh yeah, Pelipper. Wanna bet that it's gonna use Protect on the first turn? I'm gonna use Fly, see what happens. Exactly! Protect on the first turn. And now go into the air, and let's see. Oh yeah, and it works! Well, I had a 50% chance there, so not gonna work. So I guess I'm gonna use Return and didn't try Protect for a 3rd time. I don't know if there's a subroutine that says whenever there's a Pelipper on the field, it has to use Protect or something. Oh yeah, Hyper Potion just to stall out even more. And it was way deep in the red. I wouldn't be surprised if it had only 1 HP left. And now I'm gonna need 2 returns definitely because, oh no, that's right, Stockpile doesn't increase defenses in Generation 3. I completely forgot about that. But now I'm probably not going to be able to finish this battle before the end of this video. And well, now I'm in it and I can't stop it. So I guess there's a first time for everything. I don't know why I insist on having the entire battle on the same video. I guess it's just another one of these OCD tendencies of mine. I'll be right back.